Hello everybody and Happy New Year. Glad 2020 is over. I'm sure everybody else is too. So Happy New Year. I just wanted to do a video today talking about two of my favorite wrasses, which is the Earmuff wrasse. You can see the little guy right here. He's an Earmuff wrasse, which is in the genus Halichoerus. And my other favorite wrasse, there he is right there, digging in the sand, is the China wrasse, which is a type of tamarin, or Anampsis, hard to pronounce, wrasse. Those two wrasses, the China wrasse, even though Halichoerus generally are easier wrasses, but unfortunately the Earmuff is kind of the stinker in the bunch on that one, and they're rated usually expert only or difficult, and the China wrasse is definitely rated usually expert only. So I wanted to talk about these two guys because they're probably about the same as far as husbandry goes. First off, the Earmuff wrasse, the important thing, just like I talked about in my earlier video about leopard wrasses, the Earmuff wrasse, I definitely recommend getting them again from your local fish store. Let them, put a deposit down or whatnot when they get one in, and make sure it's eating and not just spitting out the food, but actually, going after the food and eating it. That's very important. So that way when you get home, you can make sure it's eating. And the China wrasse, exactly the same thing. Both these wrasses grow to about 9 inches in length. So, and they're slow growers, but keep that in mind, as far as tank size go. You don't really have to worry about them with invertebrates. You can see I have 2 cleaner shrimp right down there. They don't bother them. But the China wrasse, same kind of thing. You want to leave them at the fish store for a good week or two. Make sure they're eating what you tend to feed them. When you feed them at home, I feed them just Hikari mysis. PE mysis is fine. Mysis is excellent food for wrasses, and stuff. So. And again, both of these fish, keep in mind, do get to be 9 inches long. But once they get established and they're eating good and they're established to your tank, I find them to be relatively as hardy as any other, wrasse or fish. I mean, one thing I like about wrasses is they're so disease resistant. They're usually, especially Halichoerus, leopards and stuff. They're, fairy wrasses. They can get ick easier and different things, but it's rare that you see any kind of, I have never anyway personally seen any kind of disease on any of the wrasses that I keep. But so, like I said, my China wrasse is probably one of my favorites, and definitely the Earmuff too, and it took me a long time to get them. They're not real common in the trade. I have only seen them a couple of times. The first one I tried years ago, unfortunately, didn't make it. This one, I waited for them to get another one in, and it took them about a year or two, and then I got this one, and I've had him for 2 years now. And see, he hasn't even grown that much. He was real tiny when I got it, and so I was really kind of nervous. But he was eating really good at the store, and he's eating, here as well. So excellent eater. And the China wrasses are really tough too. I mean, unfortunately, it may take a few before you get one that actually does well, but the key is that I would not buy these fish online. I would buy them from a fish store and have them sit there for a couple weeks till they're eating really well. Another thing with these fish, just like when in the video about the leopard wrasses, they do require sand to sleep. They sleep in the sand. If you have a bare bottom tank, they will not be happy, and that could stress them out and obviously lead to their demise. So definitely keep that in mind. I don't have any, all my wrasses right now sleep in the sand, so keep that in mind for these fish. And again, they get to be 9 inches, so keep that in mind when you're doing your stock list. But they haven't bothered any invertebrates, so those of you that are worried about your shrimp or anything like that, they don't bother shrimp, they don't bother serpent stars or anything like that. But excellent addition to any reef tank. Highly recommended. So that is the fish spotlight for today. So if anybody has any questions, I'll be happy to answer them. Also, if you like, please like my video or share my video or subscribe to my channel. I would certainly appreciate it. I do appreciate everybody's support. And again, Happy New Year and happy reefing.